Hello and welcome to the Loose Butthole Reviews. Today we are reviewing Batman 2022.
Hello.
And yeah, this was a film. Long ass film.
Yep, it was just I don't exactly regret watching it, but it was definitely a long-winded film that I'm not gonna watch again.
I will never watch this ever again. This was 3 hours of my life that I could have spent doing something completely different.
No, I
I'm
don't. I haven't come up with a number yet, but I'm gonna start with the
I
things that I do like about this film now.
I was going to say I do have my number, and since I can give my number, I'm just gonna give my number. I'm set on 1.5 out of 5. It what
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah, it was a up and down roller coaster. I can't give this a Jeff Goldblum, that is one thing. I came into this expecting disappointment, so it was never going to disappoint on that level, but it's
Hmm.
just my main gripe with it is they tried to fit a 10-hour story into 3 hours, and
Hmm.
it was never going to work. It just never going to work, especially with the lead actor that we were working with. He phoned it in. This performance was definitely Twilight level bad.
Yeah.
He's literally edge incel monologuing through the whole film. Whole film, it's just over narration of Batman just saying some cringy edge lord shit of I am the shadows. I must change the city because this city has changed me. I am a
Which I get it.
virgin.
He did do a lot of that in some of like a lot of the especially like 80s comics too, you know?
Yeah, but with the delivery that Robert Patterson is giving in this, it's giving that energy. It
Yeah, and
it's
I
a
mean
very
if
negative
any
energy.
and also it would come off as the same type of funny edgy thing if you heard the person who wrote that like I don't know, like it is accurate. I'd say like the actual dialogue of it is accurate, but it shows kind of how corny that is.
I that is true, but I feel with the proper delivery, it would still at least be warranted in the movie. And in this, it literally just sounds like an incel's manifesto. And it
Mhm.
doesn't help. It doesn't help that while they're having this over narration, they're showing him out of his Batman suit with like this stupid ass edge lord makeup on. I know it's supposed to be like the makeup he wears under his mask has sweated, but it just does. It doesn't look like that. It's too clean. It looks like
Mhm.
he purposely does it that way to look edgy and dark and
Also, it
mysterious.
is really awkward to see him like it's almost like I do like him better with the Edge Boy makeup because when he's just out of it and just in like regular clothes and supposed to be just be Bruce Wayne when it just looks like Robert Pattinson just like hanging around. Like he's just not believable as a Bruce Wayne.
He's not believable as a Batman either. It just
That's one
no.
thing I know, and I know you don't. I know you're a little bit mixed on the Batman animated series, Bruce Wayne, but that's what I always kind of appreciated of the first two seasons is they did pretty well of like that Batman is like does have to like put
Hey,
up a persona as Bruce Wayne to kind of keep up things, you know.
when it comes
But
to the animated series,
they've abandoned.
that's more the
It's something
stories
that's
and the way
abandoned,
they
and like
handle
even the
it.
Christian Bale doesn't do that.
That's not because of the character
Do we
Batman
need to know or
itself.
what?
It's because of the stories. The stories and how
Mm,
they tackle them is just not done well. Especially and when it comes to I do have to that I why it didn't get I'm gonna have to say this film was gonna get a the first 0.5, but I gave it 1 point for the villains because this is the one thing that always saves it for Batman for me. The villains even if they're not done correctly. The Riddler is not the Riddler. He's doing like practical pranks and jigsaw shit. He's not doing
Hmm.
riddles. He's not
It
setting up he, what it should have been is like the murders should have been like a miraculous puzzle that's set up and Batman has to solve the fucking puzzle or the dude gets murdered. That's more the Riddler's shtick, you know.
Yeah, and they did get one part like you need that on top of because like he does always like reward Batman with like getting closer to him too because it's something that and I think the animated series explores that a little bit because they don't do the I don't think they do the puzzles
But
very well in the animated
in
series either.
this the riddlers weren't the quote unquote riddles weren't even riddles to lead him in the direction to find him. It was literally to lead him in the direction to get him to become an accomplice.
Yeah, yeah.
And he
That's why
didn't.
I did kind of like that twist
That
though
was
that
a
he
perfect
that
twist. I loved that, but I
mm,
feel Batman would have been smart enough to catch on, and I just feel like he got played. Batman got fucking
yeah,
played.
it would make sense that if this is like if this is really is like an early Batman early in his career, you
And
know.
I guess his overall objective wasn't done, but the Riddler won. It.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
the
actually kind of like that aspect because and some of the first villains and actually Batman's very first villain actually won against him, and it was the Mad Monk,
see, this is
and
the
he
problem though.
found his he
This
found out his
isn't.
goddamn
This
mm,
Batman's first villain though.
yeah.
This is after this is it's been at least 1 year since he's been Batman, and he's obviously we've revealed at the end he's dealt with the Joker before. Oh,
Mhm.
gotta always throw in the fucking Joker. Can't
But we
I
don't even know like what the Joker
and
accomplished or what he did either.
you they did it a little bit more cleverly, but they still couldn't fucking help themselves but talk about Batman's origin story.
Hmm.
They
Yeah,
still had to fucking bring it up. They still had to talk about it. I hate to say it, but who the fuck doesn't know Batman's origin story by now? I expect
yeah,
5
we
year
get
olds
it.
to know it. Like
Hmm.
that is something that I pre they teach in preschool by now. Is Batman's or you learn your ABCs, you learn 1, 2, 3, Batman's origin story. That's the basic three fucking like come on now.
Hmm.
And they
But let me get into the things that I like about it though.
yeah, I was just talking about mine and I was explaining
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I got the point because the villains are what saved this. The Riddler is great.
Hmm.
But yes,
Hmm.
what did you like about this film?
That's why, yeah, I just wanted before like we got super into it another way. Um, I do kind of like the theme that was being explored here, which is, and I like that they didn't actually like go away from it and be like, no, it's actually justified of what Batman's doing, but the fact that he is kind of inspiring villains now,
Yeah,
like because like he basically inspired Riddler.
yeah, I know exactly what you
Like,
mean.
mm, yeah, my audio is fine, right?
No, I'm muting.
Oh, you're muting.
Yeah, it hit midnight.
Okay, gotcha. I was just making sure I was coming in.
Yes, he was.
I like that aspect, and it's one of the two aspects I've always wished they'd like super explore. Uh, the other one being like Batman being sort of one of the villains, sort of just like one of the nutcases, just in his own way. The fact
Yeah,
that
but
he's a rich dude that.
they try to I hate that in this Batman, I
Mhm.
know that he was with the LAPD and everything, but to be honest, they should arrested Batman straight up. Like
Yeah.
it, there's no doubt. Like he looks guilty as fuck. Like
Hmm.
he even goes and visits the Riddler in jail. He goes and just why? Why?
They
You've been communicating with this guy, and the plot twist is, oh, we've been working together this whole time. He's revealed that to the cops, and the cops are just like, oh,
also he escaped the police by like assaulting officers.
yeah, that is fucking nuts. Like, he should have been arrested at the end of this film. That's the,
Or that they should have had a chase scene or something of them trying to
and
get after him.
here's one scene that I do not believe. The scene after he gets blown the fuck up. No
Mm.
cop removes his mask. Not a single fucking person. Not a single person removed his mask. You're,
Yep.
really? 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 Come on now. Come on. They would have demasked him immediately just to make sure that he was breathing properly.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is to breathe with a fucking mask on your fucking face?
I think they even do that better, and I forget which, if it was the Dark Knight or something, of like one of the, I think there was a like a nurse or something, someone that like did remove his mask and like gave him treatment and just didn't, write him out.
I mean, that one scene really got the. And I hate to say it, the only times that I actually forgot that it was Robert Patterson was when he was in the Batman suit, not saying a single word. That's the only time. It's not even the fight scenes. The fight scenes
It's
looked
not a bad
weak.
suit.
The bat suit's not bad. It's a good suit. I hate that with the way the vibe this Batman's given off that it looks like my friend made it, and that makes me worried. But other than that, it's a good suit. But that incel energy that Robert's giving off the whole movie. I mean, it's
He started slut shaming Catwoman.
yeah, he fucking slut shamed Catwoman without
So
even
what is
knowing all
it?
the facts. And it just
Penguin's
turns out she's Falcone's daughter, and they don't even act. I hate the one scene where Falcone and Catwoman's together. I completely forget their father and daughter because they're not acting like they know each other whatsoever.
I think it is implied that they're pretty estranged, but yeah.
They they would act a little more in like they at least know each other. The chemistry was like I've never seen this man in my life, and I'm about to kill this mysterious man.
Mhm.
Not this is my father, and I'm going to kill him over a random girl that he killed.
Mhm.
And
Well,
then
and her
don't
mother.
they? Oh yeah, they killed her roommate too.
Mhm.
Oh another nitpick. Fucking PG-13 ruins all of the fucking kills, dude. Every single kill. The
Mhm.
first kill we see, they cut to fucking the Riddler, and we just see the Riddler. And after that, instead of actually like showing us the scene, they show us the scene, but they blur it because you can't see the blood. And then when
Mhm.
he puts the fucking back, I guess because they wanted to obscure the fact he was putting a bomb on him and keep that a mystery for some fucking reason. Because I was wondering
Which
what.
they also took that exactly from that one pizza robbery, like the pizza dude, like the and his coworkers that like did like that robbery, and he ended up getting a bomb, like the exact type of bomb collar, and he got his head blown off.
Oh damn.
I have to look more into that case, but it's a crazy case.
But yeah,
There's actually
they
like footage
wanted
of
to
it.
obscure that for some reason. I don't understand why. It's like, well, okay. I guess
He
they
kind of
wanted
reminded
to
me a little
keep.
bit of BTK too,
Yeah. It was
on top of the Zodiac
I
thing.
yeah. It was, and I hate to say it. The Riddler would have been a much better villain. Any other villain. I don't know what. To be honest, I would have loved it if this was like a unique spin on Victor's Zsasz. That would have been great.
Uh, I actually think of someone else that's a little bit would actually fit this a little bit better is onomatopoeia.
Ooh, maybe,
Uh,
maybe.
one of it's a little bit of a controversial character though. It's usually people like him the best of because he's part of Kevin Smith's run of Batman, but
Oh, gotcha.
he's one of the more respected parts of it. He was like a super genius serial killer.
Or, oh, you know, this is a bit obscure. The designer. They should have been the fucking designer.
From the Thomas Wade that type of connection and like they should have if they were exploring almost the way that they're exploring like he was almost like an abstract Bruce Wayne himself that just like had the more like uh but didn't have the money. They should have kind of explored the Hush type part of it.
Oh, that would have been good. Hush, the
Mm,
designer, onomatopoeia, any three of those. Victor Zaz, any of them would have been any. He just wasn't the Riddler. That's the problem. Like there was no like the Joker did a better riddle than the Riddler, and it's a stupid fucking riddle. And the only fucking riddle that the fucking Riddler does, I guess the first fucking line. I,
well, he did some like word puzzles.
ooh, he fucking Wormwood it.
Mhm.
He fucking stole Wormwood's
He
idea.
was Wormwood. He was Wormwood.
Like Wormwood would have it just this film
Wormwood had better traps though.
this film like I stated earlier, this was a 10-hour story that they tried to fit into 3 hours. This
Mhm.
needed to be a TV series. This needed a little more time to bake in the oven, and it needed to be rated. It needed that R rating or that mature audience rating. It needed that for sure because this film was not necessary whatsoever.
Also could have, I don't know, like
To be honest,
Penguin wasn't the worst, but it just wasn't. He just kind of was a little
this would have
underwhelming.
been awesome if they just took
Hmm.
Batman out of the fucking story and made him a normal detective, and this was a standalone serial killer type story. It would have been much
Maybe,
better.
yeah.
Any anything anything would have been better than this. I'm so glad 1.5 is definitely my for
I'm
sure
definitely
final rating.
glad. I'm definitely glad I didn't see it in theaters. It would have been
Oh,
kind of a exhausting sit. Uh, I don't know. I give it a two, I guess.
you dislike it?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, it's just like it's there.
Yeah, and
There's some
I
things I thought like would have
I
been cool
will
if they
watch
explored
it
a little bit
again
more. And there's
for
some
the
things that
Riddler
I
scenes. That I will watch it again for the Riddler scenes.
think it need a little bit more diversity in its soundtrack too.
I only remember the one. I only remember that one song that does
There's
not
like three.
help with the
They play two songs. They play
that
two songs. There's the bum ba
the
bum bum and
this
like different
they
variations, and then
they
there's that
played
like emo song.
they played that they played like a Star Wars esque type fucking song during the hallway scene when they try to rip off Darth Vader's hallway scene.
Mhm.
That's another thing. This film just kept trying to rip off. They literally try to updo Heath Ledger's scene when he's, got the camera and he's doing crazy stuff with the video camera. They literally try to
Mhm.
updo that with the Riddler. It's like, no, man, don't even try it. Like, you can't. It just unnecessary, very unnecessary film.
Yeah. So I'm bringing back the Joker and things too. Just
Oh
give
yeah,
Joker a rest.
Had to have Joker in it.
I'm
It's
so
gonna
glad
be.
that scene did get cut out. They didn't need the cut scene.
Yeah, for sure. So, is there anything else you want to add?
Uh, I don't know.
What did you think of the ping? Let's talk about the penguin a little bit. Cobblepot,
Underwhelming.
very underwhelming.
Just kind of underwhelming. Yeah.
I think anybody, I think I stated this already, but he could have been any character.
Should have been Henry. Should have been Henry Zabrowski. They, Colin Farrell taking American and former fat, but still I'd say still like identify as a fat American in spirit.
Yeah,
Also, I
that's
don't
the
know.
only
I need to
reason
see how
why I
tall
didn't.
Colin
I don't
Farrell is,
recommend
but
like back in his big days. Henry Zabowski would have been perfect, but Henry
he
Zabrowski's
could he
too.
could put on a
He's
fat suit. I mean, look at
Henry
the suit that,
Zabrowski
that
has
Colin
had
Farrell
a
has.
wonderful transformation, and I am glad for it. Yeah, and he can wear a fat suit. I know. I'm just saying, like that.
Mm.
That's why I wouldn't have never because the transformation he has went through is it's very fucking amazing.
I mean, I guess Colin Farrell isn't traditionally tall. He's 5'10", but that's tall for Penguin.
Yeah, Penguin definitely needs to be short for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like nothing made him the Penguin, but he was still acted really well. You know, he wasn't acted poorly. There was
Mm-hmm.
the only bad acting in this was Batman and Catwoman. I even liked was it
Catwoman was
Detective
boring as
Gordon?
fuck. um, I think that was supposed to be Gordon.
Because I mean he was just your standard Gordon.
He was all right.
Alfred fucking oh this fucking Alfred sucked.
Daddy Alfred.
Daddy fucking Alfred fucking sucked. Like, oh
Yeah.
my god. There was a scene to where he's doing the detective work for some reason.
Which I didn't hate exactly that. That's why, like, if they actually like made this actually like made it more clear that this is a very new Batman and he's still kind of working things out.
That's
They
why
kind of do because he has him like making his manifest of like this project that's
yeah, he's got a
like maybe he's
manifesto.
only been doing this. I
He's
guess
got a
he's only been
fucking
doing it
incel
for like 2 years.
manifesto.
I think he's only been doing it for 2 years, which is
Yeah,
still
Warner,
like
I think this is his second
relatively.
year. I think it's only been one.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
it's still it like it's this just brings this just it needed to be a TV series. It needed a better
Hmm.
rating and it needed more time. Needed
Need to be like an HBO Max series.
if it wanted to be a competent project, but this this was just 3 hours of so much. This it had so much, and yet it was still nothing at the end of it all. Like
Yeah.
Gotham gets flooded in the end. What
No one really dies.
four,
I guess not that much people die. I
three,
don't even know. They're not even clear on
three,
that.
two, three corrupted government officials die, and Falcone gets shot.
Which I
And
looking back at here's my gripe with the deleted scene, and they explore like Joker kind of like making fun of Batman, saying like is you probably think that he's doing the right thing too. Like you can't say that he's doing anything wrong here, but they don't explore that anywhere else in the movie at all. Like there's no hint that he's even going through that struggle.
yeah, no, there's not. But
Like it's only in that deleted scene. And
they
that would have been an interesting thing to
that
explore.
yeah that yeah that would have been a better film. That would have been a much better film than this.
But it was almost like they almost were gonna explore that and then like can that whole concept.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. This probably went through several reshoots. I feel it did because there was a dicey moment there at the end with all the what we can refer to as the Eli team Eli Chan.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that.
the website was super funny.
Oh man, like it was the like whoever
There,
designed that fucking web page has not seen a single. There's not a single website that would look like that today. Not a
and they weren't clear
like
if he like it'd make more sense if it was clear that he made that website, but he first appears on an even different website that has like it actually just looks like Facebook Live, and it
yeah.
has like a bunch of little hearts going off and
So it looked like they tried to make it look like YouTube for a second, but they couldn't. So
mm,
they changed a few things, but they accidentally left some of the UI because that's legitly the YouTube subscribe button that's on the page. That they can't
mm.
deny that.
That'd be funny if there's just a villain tube. Joker post there too.
Oh man, be funny you the Batman post there too.
He has the most dislikes.
I just hate the fucking incel energy that Robert Patterson gave. I wonder if it was the direction he was giving or if he just
He
did
was a
not.
bigger incel than the actual incel.
Yeah, I don't fucking understand. Like the Riddler was more serious than him. Like the Riddler actually had like actual torment and shit. Waking up to
Hmm.
rats eating the fucking tip of his fingertips and shit.
Hmm.
Dealing with fucking dead babies.
Ooh, I wonder if they'll explore one thing though, because that is a story that there is a thing with Riddler, and kind of in the same, a little bit in the same vein as Joker, of him lying about his origins too, and mainly him being from actually like a middle class family, just like he just was a narcissist that always craved attention, so he like even made up his own like tragic origin story too.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great. That would actually redeem this, but I don't want more of this Batman universe. I am done with this
Mm.
universe. Let's move on. Let's reboot it again. You know what? You know what? How about
I'm tired of it. I'm just so tired of like
yeah,
just
how
don't even
about
bring Batman back. Just more
yeah,
Suicide Squad stuff,
let's
honestly.
I was about to say how about we take like 5 maybe 6 years off from Batman? Let's just give Batman a break cuz we've been dealing with so much Batman here lately. Damn it.
Too much Batman, man. That's why I I feel like just that we're it's too late. We've already had our gritty DC moments, and just everyone's sick of that. What people want is that type of like James Gunn goofiness from their comics. I mean, that's
Yeah,
and you
and
can still have some like
unfortunately what
hard.
we can say what Marvel is semi delivering us now. They we will have to talk about this, but they're literally taking direct panel shots from the comics and recreating them now.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and that's basically what the let's face it, that's what we really want. We want them to make the comics into movies.
Yeah.
So, and Marvel's giving us that, and DC refuses to give us that. They want to be grounded in some base of reality. And when it comes to a universe where you have a mad clown going around being a serial killer and planting bombs, and you have a dude going around planting question marks and going riddle me this, and you have a mad hatter dude going around, it's kind of hard to be
Mhm.
based in fucking reality,
Yeah.
especially when
It's sort of.
you have a mafia dude
Mhm.
that's in the shape of a fucking penguin.
Mhm. Yeah, it's sort of like the the 50s and some of the 90s Batman, like trying to be meloded like in clumsily with like the 60s 70s like ridiculous types of Batman stuff. It's hard because of like what Batman is it was many things.
Yeah, and it was kind of supposed to be this, but not to
I am
this
done just
degree.
with Batman grounded in reality. We've seen it, and it
I
just
I
usually
have
just
to
makes things
say
boring.
I'm just done with Batman in general.
Mm,
We've gotten so much Batman.
mm,
Like how many Batman people have played Batman over the years? Just that alone is a good sign that we should probably let the character rest. We can't get a definitive Batman.
yeah.
You know,
See, and that's kind of shows because you know how like imperfect the Batman animated series is, but it just kind of shows that the fact that I still believe that that's like one of the most truest forms of Batman of like of
yeah,
all of
it
its
just it was
forms.
yeah, that series was just bogged down by corporate bullshit, and that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Hmm.
I just don't have the nostalgia goggles you do for the series.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've gone on much longer than I was actually planning on to.
Hmm.
Yeah. If you've been listening this long, thank you so much. Please like or comment dislike on the video and share it around. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications and go check out some more of our content. We finished Pokemon Shining Pearl recently, and we are uploading God of War, and we are going to finish that. Yeah. And we might be having some special videos coming out with a special guest. I am not 100% sure yet. Do you have a sign off that you want to give, Spooge?
What is the superior Batman content? You could just put even if it's just like a comic you've read that you think that was explored in the best. Yeah, put it in the comments, and also uh, watch Batman the Animated Series rather than this movie. Honestly, as clumsy as it is, yeah, you
I
get more out
mean,
of it.
if you have HBO Max and you need some background noise,
Hmm.
you know, it wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, you got 3 hours just to kill.
But you gotta have HBO Max.
Definitely have the captions on,
Gotta have
because
HBO Max
goddamn.
already. Don't purchase HBO Max for this. This is not like
Hmm.
a stream service getter or nothing like that. This is just if you've already paid for the service and everything, might as well.
Yep.
All right. And this will be a bye bye.
Bye bye.